recognizing the real Sikh heroes of India, we are now bringing you the story of Martyr Const Palwinder Singh, who had served and laid down his life during the Kargil war. Take a look at this story. We'll also go live across after this special report on his life to his wife, Sarabjit Kaur.
A pall of gloom surrounds Constable Palwinder Singh's home in this nondescript village in Punjab. Palwinder's wife lives here. It had only been a year when she lost her husband in the 1999 Kargil war.
हमारी शादी 12 फरवरी 1998 को हुई ਤੇ 2 ਅਗਸਤ 1999 ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰ 29 ਮਈ 1999 ਨੂੰ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਕੱਟ ਕੇ ਗਏ ਸੀ 2 ਅਗਸਤ 1999 ਨੂੰ शहीद हो जाते हैं कारगिल की लड़ाई के दौरान ही उन्होंने शहादत प्राप्त की जब छुट्टी कट के गए ना तब ये कारगिल की लड़ाई शुरू हो गई थी तो हमने बोला कि आप ना जाएं वो वहाँ लड़ाई बहुत लगी हुई है कहते कि हम शहादत देनी पड़ी है देश के लिए हम शहादत देने को भी तैयार हैं लेकिन हम पीछे नहीं हटेंगे दुश्मन का डट कर मुकाबला करेंगे ऐसा बोलते थे
Palwinder's wife tells us that he was a brave soldier ready to lay down his life in service of the nation.
हमारे मम्मी पापा उनके भाई थे मेरे मदर ने क्या बोला मदर बोलते थे कि बेटा ना जाओ कहते नहीं पर देखो हमारी नौकरी भी ऐसी है जब भी हमें हमारी देश को ज़रूरत पड़ती है तब हम शहादत प्राप्त करते हैं कहते फौजियों की लाइफ ही ऐसी होती है.
The day of his fateful death, Palwinder could not speak to any of his family members.
आपको जब कारगिल की जंग में चले गए तो जब शहादत हुई तो उससे पहले कोई आपकी फ़ोन पे बात हुई हो कुछ ना कोई ऐसी कोई बात हुई हो?
नहीं वो उस समय फ़ोन पर बात नहीं हुई क्योंकि मोबाइल फ़ोन तो है ही नहीं थे इधर.
The only communication they had was through letters they exchanged with each other.
चिट्ठी उन्हें शहादत होने तो 3 दिन पहले ही चिट्ठी प्राप्त हुई थी जिस दिन शहादत होती है ना उस दिन मैंने चिट्ठी पोस्ट की है. उन्होंने बोला कि हमारी यूनिट है जो कारगिल के पास ही है तो हो सकता कि हमें कारगिल में भेज दें लेकिन पुंछ में रुके थे पुंछ सेक्टर में रुके थे ऐसा लिखा था.
When tragedy struck, Sarabjit was all alone.
घर में मैं अकेली थी ते मदर जड़े सी वो किसी नज़दीकी पड़ोसी के पास गए हुए थे ते जो हमारे फादर साहब है मेरे फादर इन लॉ ना वो अजनाले किसी काम के लिए करके गाँव के लिए आए थे तो घर में मैं अकेली थी. उस टाइम तो बहुत दुख हुआ ना बहुत मतलब दुख दी घड़ी सी मैं अकेली होने करके मैं ज़्यादा ही वैसे भी टूट गई.
सर मंजर ऐसा लगा मेरे को देख के दुख तो हुआ उसके साथ मैंने प्राउड भी फील किया कि देश की शहादत के लिए शहीद हुए और दुख तो था ही उनके जाने का लेकिन एक तरफ ये भी था कि देश की शहादत के लिए वो गए हैं.
Sarabjit reminisces about the times she spent with her husband.
जब उनकी बातें हम याद करते हैं ना तब मान महसूस होता है.
जी ऐसा लगता है मैं ज़्यादा ताज़े होती हैं उनको देख के कि फिर भी मैं ये सरकार से कहता हूँ कि उनकी जो है उनका जो बनाया गया है ग्राउंड उसको सही से रख रखाव के लिए उनको किया जाए उनकी यादों को ताज़ा रखा जाए.
Sarabjit has been provided with a government job.
सरकार ने हमें नौकरी दी ते और एक खेड स्टेडियम बना था एक गेट बनाया था लेकिन समय समय के सरकारों ने उन पर कोई ध्यान नहीं दिया जो कि खंडर बन जाती है.
दीदी को भी बहुत हम वो सोचते हैं कि हिम्मत है उन्होंने इतना संघर्ष किया और उनको भी रखा संभाल के उनको यादों को भी और सब कुछ आती है लेकिन.
In 1999, Pakistani troops infiltrated India. After detecting infiltration, the Indian troops pushed back and after bitterly fought battles, they were able to recapture the strategic locations, eliminating the Pakistanis from the region. Constable Palwinder Singh's unit was posted in Poonch. They were soon called into duty. The Pakistanis had positioned themselves at key locations, giving them strategic advantage. The Indian troops, including Constable Palwinder's unit, had an uphill task. They were able to fight back and regain control. Even though India emerged victorious, over 520 Indian troops had to lay down their lives for their country. Constable Palwinder was among them. The nation salutes the valour and bravery of Constable Palwinder Singh and is forever indebted to his family for the supreme sacrifice.
Well, we will hopefully be going shortly to Sarabjit Kaur, who will be joining us in just a short bit. But let me also join at this point Commander GJ Singh, who is also joining us live. Commander GJ Singh, your first takeaway, sir, from Constable Palwinder Singh's life, legacy and journey that we have just played out. What can the youth of India learn from his life, and shouldn't the Sikh youth be looking up to individuals like him as their real heroes?
Of course, Uday, I would also include, people who are they are forgotten or a little unknown heroes like the first Paramveer Chakra winner after the independence was Karam Singh, and then we had the example of Captain Bana Singh. We know of Flying Officer Nirmaljeet Singh Sekho, but that doesn't constitute I would call it, collective overall image of the Sikhs. When I look at the Sikhs, I begin from the time of independence. We have the first defense minister who was a Sikh, Sardar Baldev Singh. And then another very tall figure that we had at the time of Mrs. Gandhi was Sardar Swaran Singh, who was a foreign minister of India. We had President Zail Singh, who occupied the highest constitutional seat or position in our country. We had people like Bhuta Singh, and one of the tallest Sikh hero I would call is Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was a Prime Minister of India. Mantek Singh Ahluwalia. Even in the present day, we have people like H.S. Puri. And when I look at the defense, I see Air Chief Marshal Arjun Singh, who was a Marshal of the Air Force, Air Chief Dilbagh Singh, Air Chief Dhanoa, Air Chief J.J. Singh, Army Chief J.J. Singh, Army Chief Bikram Singh, and the host of other senior army officers. And not only that, I would also try to mention here some of the very famous names from the world of entertainment, like Jagjit Singh, a Ghazal singer, Dharminder, Ranveer Singh, Daljit Dosanjh. From the sports, we have Dara Singh. He was a film actor as well. Milkha Singh ji, Virat Kohli, Harbhajan Singh, Bishan Singh Bedi, Yuvraj Singh, and there are a whole lot of people. Even in the lately, the Sikhs had Miss Harnaz Sandhu, who became the Miss World or Miss Universe. I mean, the total collective image of the Sikh heroes and Sikh community is very different. It does not, this collective image represents the Sikhs of India. They are global community today. And a few people to whom we see sometimes, engaged in the activities which are anti-national, they are very, very micro, handful people. They are not to be looked at. I think the collective contribution that I have just told you about the names, the famously, famous names of the Sikh heroes that I can think of, is something which is altogether different. It depicts a different picture of the Sikh community. And when it comes to the sacrifices for the freedom struggle of this country, there have been maximum, people who were hanged by the British were Sikhs, jailed were Sikhs. I mean, there are countless stories. So therefore, I would say that when people, sometimes with their very myopic perspective, bring these people up. Like, in the media, I see these people like Amritpal and other anti-nationals. I think they do not represent Sikhs. The Sikhs are the sons of the soil of this country. And most of them, as I was just hearing to the other speakers in your previous program, all were, the Hindus who embraced Sikhism when Guru Nanak Dev Ji came, who started a new movement, Bhakti movement, and later on when the Mughals, they started forced conversions. We had Guru Gobind Rai, first name of Guru Gobind Singh, who then, converted, this particular race to a martial race. And most of us, our ancestors, embraced Sikhism and took the water baptism and became Khalsas. So therefore, the history has to be seen in the right perspective. My ancestry comes from Mewar, who were the, in the royal army of Rana Pratap Singh Rana. They were the horsemen, cavaliers. There are endless stories. We had, people in the history from Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who fought against the Mughals, who fought against the British Empire. So when I see overall picture or the scenario or the history, panorama of history, let me put it this way, I find that few people engaged in the anti-national activities tarnish the image of Sikhs. They are not to be counted as Sikhs. They are counted as people who are misguided, playing as puppets in the hands of foreign countries, especially people who do not understand either the religion, Sikh religion, or the Sikh, I would say, this country, or even I would call their homeland Punjab, sitting in places like Canada and America. They're misguiding the youth just because they have got wealthy there. They are pumping in money and they're trying to misguide the youth of Punjab through ISI. This is all international, I would call it planning. It is what they are against India's immense growth.
No doubt. No doubt.
This is something we have to keep in mind.
Yes, Commander Harinder Sikka, come in here on how we need to ensure that the Sikh youth does not get swayed by individuals who may try and teach them false tenets of Sikhism, by individuals who are not real heroes but rather are real villains, who perhaps are the puppets of the ISI and other antithetical forces to India. How do we ensure that the Sikh youth does not go wayward and knows what the real Sikhism stands for and who their real heroes should be and their real values should be?
You see, 1980, my ship, I was in that time in a ship called INS Bias. The ship went to Port Blair. So I visited Kalapani. And if you go and see those cells, there are only two communities or three. Veer Savarkar, of course, spent a lot of time there, and there are either Bengalis or Sikhs. The slates are full, names written and so on and so forth. The Britishers are scared of Sikhs and Bengalis, of course, and Subhash Chandra Bose, his Fauj, they were literally packed in there in those tiny dungeons. That remained etched in my mind for a long time. Before writing Razi, this film Razi, I went and spent some time in Port Blair and to understand and get into those spirits. But when I went to Israel, I realized that these school children are taken to Poland, to gas chambers. So before they enter the gas chambers, they are laughing, they're smiling, they're playing and so on and so forth. Tiny tots, not more than 10, 12 years of age. But when they come out of gas chambers, they are no longer the same boy or child or the girl or the teenagers they were. They realize what sacrifices their forefathers have made for their country. And they are never the same again. They are warriors. Now you built up something. Why don't we do that in India? Why are we hiding from the world the fact that when Maharani Holkar ji made Kashi temple. The gold on that gumbad was by Maharaja Ranjit Singh. There was no Sikh or Hindu. This was one Hindustan. We don't talk about it. Jassa Singh Ahluwalia. Please ask any school child what is the meaning of Mori Gate. What is Tis Hazari? We do not know that Jassa Singh Ahluwalia brought a forge of 30,000 horsemen, parked them next to the Red Fort, and Mori Gate is the place from where they made that big hole and entered that place, and then defeated and put that Indian color, Indian flag right on the top. No, we do not know all that. Why was this education not granted and still not being pushed into the manner in it should have been put into? But Hari Singh Nalwa, how many of us know about this brave man called Hari Singh Nalwa? When he used to carry that sword and people would say, Hari Singh Nalwa has come, Hari Singh has come, the Mughals would run away like rats. They would scamper here and there and so on and so forth. Battle of Saragadi, 21 soldiers, 10,000 Afghanis, they stood fort. We should be taught that, but no. From post-independence, why I am using this word Gandhi family repeatedly, because this history, part of our golden history, has been removed, brushed under the carpet. Now is the time, bring it. The solution, therefore, is that A, bring out these stories, bring out these facts, allow us to make films on them. SGPC cannot decide what is Battle of Saragiri, or what is the fact behind best of Saragiri, because SGPC is under control by some politician down there, and everybody knows what that politician wants in life. Second thing, ask corporate sector would be willing to help. My company would be willing to help. We would like to come forward, like I found a lady in Mrs. Sharma, mother of a Captain Sharma in Bhopal, making pottery and selling it away. 80 years old, she wants nothing in return. We have some planning with her. All right, she wants nothing in return, but she can give lots to our soldiers, to our people, to our men, to our country,
yes,
by talking about it, to make a short film about her and say, we have this kind of a mother in our country. No, we are not doing that. We are in the best, finest position today.
Yes.
Where we have a Prime Minister who is supporting this cause. Where he goes down to the line to soldiers on Diwali days and on holidays and on Tihar days and festive days and encourages the soldiers.
Yes.
If we cannot do it now, I'm afraid we'll never be able to.
Colonel Yudhishthir Sangram, come in here, sir. Colonel Yudhishthir Sangram on, of course, what we can learn from the life of Palwinder Singh, Constable Palwinder Singh, who we just spoke about. Laid down his life in the Kargil war. The valor showed by this Sikh hero should be, ये मसाल बनना चाहिए और लोगों के लिए भी, Colonel Yudhishthir, isn't it? There is a stadium named after him in his village, but perhaps there is more to be done to celebrate such Sikh heroes, so more can learn about their lives and valor and learn from them, isn't it?
Absolutely. The Sikhs have got a major role to play, and they have played that role in whatever form today we are. A very basic question, why the Sikhism was raised in the plains of Punjab? Why not it was raised in Myanmar or somewhere like Kerala? Because this is the place where when the Hindu Kush used to give a bit of space to come into India, and most of the invaders used to come here. A martial race was raised at that time to protect our country from invaders. And what they have done with their bravery and the challenge they took, what we are today, we owe a lot to them. I have commanded a Sikh Sultan, and I can vouch on the pureness of their blood. They are real Khalsas. And they require to be, and I'm sure, when I say so, the world also knows it. That's why whatever we see happening around the world, especially with the Sikhs, young Sikhs, who are being, I'll say, brainwashed into a different kind of activities, that clearly shows that somewhere the international powers also realize that Sikhs do have some extra nationalism. They are the race which can actually turn the battle in a different ball game altogether. That's why these youths around the world are being targeted into the proceedings which are happening all around. In the military, if you see, Sikh regiments are the maximum. We have got Sikh regiments, Sikh Life, we have got multiple artillery units, armored units, which are pure Sikhs. Their contribution in the military as of now, as a race, is highest. And they have a proven history for that. Even during the War of Independence, they have played a major role. The Indo-Afghan border, where one of the speakers was speaking about Battle of Saragari. I think it was one of the most famous land battle ever fought on this earth. But no, my kids doesn't know about that, or anyone, the kids of our age generation don't know. They know 300, a battle fought in Europe, but I don't know how many actually know how the Saragari was fought. This needs to be transpired into the coming generations, and see the families who have donated their sons to be part of this martial race. This is an absolute volunteer race. They take a kind of a vow to defend the motherland, and they've been doing from all parts of their body. I think they need to be addressed more gracefully. They need to be addressed more respectfully with the coming time and with our next generation.
No doubt. Lieutenant General Kamaljeet Singh, come in here, sir, on what more needs to be done to ensure these tales of valor are publicized further, and also on what Sikhism means to you, what the real values and tenets of Sikhism are, which unfortunately some are trying to misconstrue today around us, not just in India, but even on foreign shores, including in Canada, UK and Australia.
See, lots have been said about individual heroes. We have covered a lot of ground.
Yes.
Little gaps sometimes remain. Even if you go to Azad Hind Fauj, Indian National Army, Captain Mohan Singh and Colonel Sandhu, two prime drivers of that Fauj, were Sikhs. And when you come here, like we talk of Saragadi, you come closer and you look at Sri Lanka operation, there was 13 Sikh allied. And they were all 20 people who laid down their life, all of them. This is only one person survived, Gora Singh, because he was grievously injured. And when I worked in United Nations, they just can't believe it. They say, how can there be in Vietnam War, the fourth person who used to die in a section or a platoon, they used to put out white flag. Here, people like Gora Singh's platoon, they were fighting. And Colonel has very nicely brought out, Colonel Yudhishthir, that these are about forming units and fighting as unit. Besides the individual heroism, the fact that there are units, there is this propensity to form dals and fight as together, and everybody covering from each other.
Yes.
That basically it is the resilience of this community which needs to be. And one thing more important, see, while we are talking of Sikhs, let us not forget that real Sikhism was Nanak Naam Leva Sikhism. Sikhism is inclusive. If we talk of commanders, there are commanders like Jassa Singh Ahluwalia, there is Jassa Singh Ramgadiya. So all communities were there fighting. It was not based on that concept that only Kshatriyas will fight. No, all of them got together. All became fighters.
Yes.
Major Ranjit Singh made missiles. So missiles had, all communities were part of that.
Yes.
And there were commanders from all communities.
Absolutely.
So I will sincerely request and implore that don't divide. Harness this community. We have challenges. It's not as if we don't have challenges. We need to upskill our people. Like in Punjab, I live here. There are trucks where it is written ਪੁੱਤ ਜੱਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਟਰੱਕਾਂ ਦੇ। that ambition of a Jat's child is to become a driver of a truck and
Yes.
where to go to Canada. No. We have to
Absolutely.
make
Generalization is also wrong. I agree with you. Let me quickly bring in Sarabjit Kaur at this point, wife of late Constable Palwinder Singh, who in fact is joining us now. Sarabjit ji, बहुत स्वागत है आपका। मैं शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं कि आप इस खास कार्यक्रम में जुड़े। सरबजीत जी, कितना कठिन था उस समय जब आपको ये खबर मिली आपके पति के बारे में? परिवार में उस वक्त क्या बीता था?
ਸਰ ਉਹ ਸਮਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਮੰਦਭਾਗਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੀ। ਬਾਕੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਟਾਈਮ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੇਤੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਾ, ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਚਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਜ ਤੋਂ 23-24 ਸਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਚਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ।
जी सरबजीत जी, हौसला कहाँ से मिलता है आपको? आप जी रहे हैं, इतने साल बीत गए हैं, हौसला कहाँ से आता है, मजबूती कहाँ से ढूंढते हो आप?
ਸਰ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵਾ, ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਮਾਣ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ। ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਡਾ ਫਿਰ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਵੱਧ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜੀ।
जी बिल्कुल। और ज़रा बताइए, उस समय जब तलविंदर जी जंग लड़ने गए सी कारगिल, तो क्या उस समय चल रहा था? ज़रा बताइए कि शायद वो लीव विच थे, उसके बाद उनको चिट्ठी आई, बताया गया शायद कि जंग हो गया है, लीव उन्होंने छोड़ा, कुर्बानी दी, फिर वहाँ गए जंग लड़ने। इस तरह हुआ क्या? ज़रा बताइए विस्तार में।
30 मई को ना उनकी छुट्टी जड़ी समाप्त हो गई सी। मतलब कि उस समय कारगिल की लड़ाई चल रही सी ना, ते मतलब वो 30 मई ਨੂੰ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਉਪਰੰਤ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕੀਤੀ। ਫਿਰ 2 ਅਗਸਤ 1999 ਨੂੰ ਸੁਰਨਕੋਟ ਪੁੰਛ ਸੈਕਟਰ 'ਚ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੋਏ।
जी, क्या उसको महसूस हो रहा था कि ये हो सकता है, शहीद हो सकते हैं वो, मगर फिर भी देश के लिए कुर्बानी दी? डर नहीं था? परिवार दे वास्ते फिक्र नहीं सी? देश के लिए किया उन्होंने पलविंदर?
जी इस तरह बोलते थे कि मतलब कि हम आर्मी च जो भी हमें सिखाया जाता है ना, हम शहीदी देने को तैयार हैं, लेकिन दुश्मन से पीछे नहीं हटेंगे। मैंने बोला कि लड़ाई चल रही है, देखो आप ना जाएं। कहते नहीं हम पीछे हटने वाले नहीं है, हम शहीदी प्राप्त कर लेंगे। मतलब कि इस तरह बोलते कि जट शहीदियां पा के आउणगे, इस तरह बोलते सी। उन्हां दी ये लैंग्वेज सी।
ओदे कोई बहादुरी दी गाथाएं हमें सुनाओ आप, जिससे जो हमारी युवा पीढ़ी है, जो नौजवान सिख बच्चे हैं, वो कुछ ना कुछ सीख पाए।
सर मतलब
उनकी जिंदगी से क्या सीख ले सकते हैं आज की युवा पीढ़ी?
सर इस तरह के देखो, जिस तरह लड़ाई ना हुण भी किन्ने भी साडे फौजी जेडे जवान शहीद हो गए आ, मतलब कि मैं सोचती हां कि इस बारे ना समझौता होना चाहिए वा। बहादुरी तो बहुत है, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਸਦਮਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ, ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਹੁੰਨੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਬੜਾ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਮੈਂਬਰ, ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਕਮਾਉਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਚਲੇ ਗਿਆ ਵਾ। ਪਰ ਬਹਾਦਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਮਾਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੈ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਣ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੂੰਹੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਕਲਦੀ ਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ।
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ परिवार में कोई नौजवान है? तो ਤੁਹਾਡਾ कोई लड़का है, लड़की है?
सर मेरा बच्चा नहीं सी उस टाइम कोई भी जी।
मगर परिवार में और कोई बच्चा है, बच्चे हैगे, वो भी क्या आगे जाके फौज में जाना चाहेंगे या डरते हैं?
जी मेरे परिवार चो ना मेरे ब्रदर, मेरा एक भतीजा, मतलब ਸਾਡੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਚੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਆਰਮੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਜਣੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਬੱਚਾ ਮੇਰਾ बेटी है एक जी, वो छोटी है जे।
जी, तो अभी भी उनको हौसला है, अभी भी उनको फक्र है। उनके परिवारजन पे, पलविंदर पे अभी भी फ़ख्र है कि वो आगे भी आर्मी में जाना चाहेंगे, वो आगे भी देश के लिए कुर्बानी देना चाहेंगे, देश के लिए रक्षा करना चाहेंगे। यही गाथा जो है, यही सीख जो है हम और नौजवानों को भी देना चाहेंगे। सरबजीत, यही मैं कह रहा था आपसे पहले कि यही सीख शायद हमारी आज की युवा पीढ़ी को सीखनी चाहिए पलविंदर से। सरबजीत जी, पलविंदर आपकी अभी भी बेटी है शायद?
जी छोटी है, छोटी 13 वर्ष।
कितने साल की है?
13 साल की जी।
वो क्या करना चाहेंगी आज आगे जाके, बड़ी होके क्या बनना चाहेगी, कुछ बताइए हमें।
सर अभी तो छोटी है, फिर आजकल तो यही है ना कि जो बच्चों का मन है तो वो ही करेंगे जी।
सरबजीत, कोई भी सहायता अगर आपको चाहिए हो तो कमांडर हरिंदर सिक्का हैं, उनका एक संदेश है तुहाडे वास्ते। कमांडर सिक्का साहब, गो अहेड।
मैम
नमस्कार सर।
ओके, तुहाडे बेटिया दा अगे दी पढ़ाई दा कुछ कर सकांगे असीं तो NewsX ते असीं तुहाडे नाल टच बेस करांगे, मेरा ऑफिस टच बेस करेगा, ये सारा डिटेल च होई फिर गल करांगे, बट असीं कुछ करना चाहांगे।
थैंक यू सर। वैसे तो पढ़ती पई है सर, बहुत बहुत मेहरबानी जी, तुसीं साडे बारे सोचदे हो। पर सर पढ़ रही है सर, मेरे को ना बेटी है जी, बस मैं उन्होंने अपने तो दूर भी नहीं भेजना चाहती।
देखो
ते इस तरह की जरूरत पई तो मैं जरूर दसांगी सर।
गुरु नानक साहब ने क्या सो क्यों बंदा आखिए जित जमे राजान,
जी जी,
ते भंड जमीए भंड निमीए। तो ਧੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ पढ़ाना बहुत ज़रूरी है, अच्छा पढ़ाना ज़रूरी है। तो उन्होंने तुसी अगर अच्छे किसी स्कूल च पाओगे तो वो सब देखभाल की जा सकती है।
बड़ा नेक कदम है और सिक्का साहब दा कि वो आज ये आपको आश्वासन दे रहे हैं कि अगर कभी भी आपको ज़रूरत महसूस हो तो आप उनसे संपर्क कर सकते हैं, हमसे संपर्क कर सकते हैं। और हम जी
सिक्का साहब ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਨੰਬਰ ਮਿਲ ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਚਾਰ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ।
हम पहुंचा देंगे ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ, हम पहुंचा देंगे। और यही हमारे आज दे प्रोग्राम का मकसद हैगा कि जो युवा पीढ़ी है वो सीख ले पाए, मगर अगर कुछ भला हो सके तो भला भी करना बड़ा आवश्यक हो जाता है। इस वजह से आज ये पहल जो है हमने जारी की है कि असली सिख हीरोज़ की कहानी हम लेकर आ रहे हैं सामने। और क्योंकि आपके परिवारजन ने इतनी बुलंदी दिखाई है, इतनी बहादुरी दिखाई है हमारे देश के प्रति, तो अगर कुछ हो पाए साडे वास्ते, अगर कुछ हो पाए साडे आपके लिए, तो why not? And that's why we commend Commander Sikka for of course assuring the family of this, and we will ensure that they do get in touch.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.